I'm sure some of you have seen certain situations where somebody with 315 or 320 or 310 will end up having the course of their choice, and it's not surprising. Today I'll explain and get down to the nitty-gritty of why this happened. I'm going to share a very important secret with you that I discovered when I was applying to school or applying to study medicine back 3 years ago. So it's something I discovered. I didn't really realize it, and then it actually affected me applying to school more than once. So today I'm going to be sharing that secret with you, and I really hope it works out for you. I really hope you learn something. But before we get into it, please subscribe if you are interested in content at the intersection of medicine, innovation, and technology. We don't just memorize systems, but actually understand how they work and how to treat them intelligently. So hey, my name is Kobe, right? And I'm a third year medical student, a full stack dev, and upcoming software engineer, so to say. So yeah, today I'll share a secret that captured my attention when I was applying to admission. And I think it's very integral that you know it too. You don't fall into that trap, and I really hope you take advantage of it. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. So a lot of people, when they take their WAEC, they take it just once, and they don't know the importance of how WAEC helps them while they're applying to school. Because, for example, WAEC is more expensive to pay for than JAMB, right? So a lot of people can write JAMB multiple times, but WAEC, when you apply WAEC and you do it once you see you've passed, you feel like you've reached the minimum quota to pass WAEC and just go and write JAMB. Most people feel like if they can perform as high as possible in their JAMB, that is enough to boost them or help them gain the admission of their choice. But here's the thing, your WAEC is a major boost, and a lot of people don't know that. They keep writing JAMB repeatedly, and they don't go and rectify their WAEC or O levels. So let me give you a scenario that points out to what I'm trying to get out across to you here. So here's the thing, applying to schools. For example, most of the schools of nowadays in Nigeria, they usually use WAEC 50% and JAMB 50%, right? So your WAEC is usually a combination of, for example, your 5 major subjects, which is 50%, right? So which means if you have A's in your 5 major subjects, that's 10 times 5, that's 50, right? And in your JAMB, the total mark in JAMB is 400, right? So if you divide your JAMB, the total marks in JAMB, which is 400 by 8, that's 50 mark, right? So whatever JAMB score you have, you divide it by 8, you get your share of the 50% from JAMB, and if it's your WAEC, you just sum the total points you get from it. It should be over a total of 50%. That is if you're applying to a school that is combining your WAEC and your JAMB 50% to get your aggregate. Which means that, for example, if somebody has B2, for example, in all the five subjects in WAEC, that person already has about 45 marks, because B2 is 9 points for each, and then you have 9 times 5, which is 45, right? So that alone is already a massive boost, right? It's a massive boost. So 45 now, all you need to worry about, for example, no course will require you to go all out crazy to have 100, right? But most demanding courses like medicine can require as high as 80 at times for you to cross the quota or get the admission. So if you already have 45, what else do you need? You just need like 40 marks. You just need like about 35 marks, right? All right, to get the course you want, right? So the next thing now is to focus on your JAMB now. If you already have 45 marks, you don't need to stress yourself out. Just get a very reasonable score, usually 270, 260, and you're good to go. But imagine someone that had 280, right, in JAMB. If you divide their score by 8, that person has a total of 35 over 50 from his total JAMB score when we calculate it. But somebody who has a JAMB score of 300 now, for example, and you divide it, the difference between that person that had a 300 score and the person that had a 280 in JAMB is just about 2 points or 3 points. So a lot of people had 280 points. Let's say you had 280 this year, and you feel like you didn't get the admission. You feel like, okay, I'm going to work hard on my JAMB, score something, at least score about 300 or 300 plus. Next year comes, you score just 300 in your JAMB, and you feel like you've done better, not knowing that it's just 3 points you used to surpass yourself from the previous year, which is where you had 280, which means that you never really even changed your spot. You just had 3 points increase in your score, which does not even still guarantee you are still basically in the same spot. the main thing you could have done that could have boosted your mark by far is to have gone to rectify your WAEC, increase your chance, rectify your WAEC, so that whenever you're writing JAMB, you don't even really have to stress yourself that much. Once you already have a very solid WAEC result, you just need to have a very reasonable, a very good, solid JAMB score, like about 260 or 270, and you'll be catwalking into courses where champions of JAMB like 310 are even unable to cross. You get mentioned in the video. I would like to say that not all universities uses the same admission calculation system. Right? There are some universities that vary, right? Like some schools use this 50-50% JAMB model. That is 50% JAMB and 50% O level, while others use 60-40% ratio. For example, I've heard that FUYE, that's a university in Nigeria, yes, uses 60-40% calculation when determining the aggregate, and there are a few other schools that also follow similar models. However, the core message of this video still remains the same. This is not an excuse for you to relax or like downplay the importance of JAMB. In fact, it's actually the opposite. The higher you score in JAMB, the better your chances. Sometimes the difference between getting admission and not getting admission is just 1 or 2 points. You get me? So maximizing your JAMB score is extremely important. Extremely important. So this video is not meant to discourage you from taking JAMB seriously. Rather, it's meant to help you understand the system, know where you are applying, and learn how to strategically plan, whether it's while choosing schools, processing admission, or preparing for the exams required for your course of choice. So yes, put in the hard work for JAMB, aim as high as possible, but at the same time, make sure your O-level result is solid. You don't want to put in all the effort into JAMB only for your O-level grades to limit your chances. So the smart move is this: work hard on both ends, maximize JAMB, and secure strong O-level grades. That balance might be exactly what gets you the admission. This adjusting your WAEC is a little bit also advantageous. Also, again, is that you can write multiple kind of O levels in a year. You can write GC like 3 times a year. It will cost about 3 times a year. You can write NECO once. You can write WAEC once a year, around once a year. So you see the importance of that. Some people just write once and forget about it and just focus on JAMB, because JAMB focuses on their major subject and their major strength. So you see the importance of not ignoring your WAEC. So that's it. So that's a big secret. That's a big bonus to a lot of people that are applying to JAMB today, and that's only going to increase your chances of gaining admission to any course of your to the course of your choice. And I think that sums it all, right? That's the major secret that I really hope to share, and I really hope you take a good look at it. It might be affecting you. It might be affecting someone close to you. You might have someone that is beside you that is very smart. They have high JAMB score, but yet they're struggling with gaining admission. A lot of them don't even realize it, that they just have to fix their WAEC, and they even have to score as high as 300 in their JAMB. You just even have to have a very reasonable JAMB score to get the course of your choice. It could be medicine, it could be engineering, right? And then you're good to go. So yeah, that sums that up, and I hope I will see you in the next video. But before I go, please do ensure to subscribe.